Okay, back to our 19 episode arc. This is episode 15 of 19. You can't manifest your way out of your programming. If manifestation worked the way Instagram says it does, half the world would be billionaires and the other half would be releasing blockages on their lunch break. You are not blocked. You are bypassing. Episode 15 breaks down why your manifestation is not working and what it actually takes to rewrite your reality. This is the last blowtorch in the spirituality series in the 19-part arc, and it hits where it hurts. Self-help culture disguised as spirituality. Episode 15 unpacks the harsh truth about manifestation, subconscious wiring, and the seductive lie that good vibes are enough to overcome deeply wired events. So let's burn it down, honestly, lovingly, and yet precisely. Episode 15 of 19. You can't manifest your way out of your programming. The problem with spiritual bypass disguised as empowerment. You wrote the affirmations. You visualized the life. You raised the vibe. But somehow, you still ended up in the same loop. Because here's the truth that no one told you. You can't manifest your way out of a wound you refuse to meet in the dark. Spirituality told you, just align your energy. Just speak it into existence. Just stay positive. But that wasn't empowerment. It was avoidance. You weren't manifesting. You were trying to bypass your nervous system. And the system always wins. Your brain doesn't care what you say out loud. It cares what you believe in your bones. And if what is buried in your body is fear, unworthiness, extreme self-centeredness, or trauma, no amount of scripting will save you. Because manifestation without nervous system regulation is just spiritual cosplay. Want to actually manifest something real? Heal the programs that sabotage it. Rewrite the default scripts. Learn to stay calm while asking for more. It is reconditioning, not magic. The sacred kind. Stop pretending your vibe is enough. Start tracing the roots of your wiring. That is where the real power is. Not in the vision board, in the part of you that finally stopped flinching when someone offered you something better. Section 1. The allure of the manifestation movement. It started as power, a whisper that you could shape reality with thought. That vibration was creation. That alignment was law. And for a moment, it worked. Because believing in possibility feels holy when you've lived in survival. But the movement mutated. It stopped being liberation and became theater. 1 million vision boards, 1,000 high-vibe influencers selling the same promise with softer lighting. You can skip the darkness if you stay positive enough. But you cannot bypass biology. You cannot chant over the limbic system. You cannot out-affirm the patterns written into your nervous system when you were 5 years old, still learning which version of you got love. Thoughts become things. Sure, but trauma becomes repetition, and repetition wins until you meet it head-on. Manifestation culture became productivity culture in disguise. Work harder, visualize longer, be grateful while you burn out. That is not empowerment. It is just spiritualized capitalism. Section 2. Why manifestation often fails. Manifestation often fails because your body votes last. Your mind can write the script, but your nervous system decides whether the play ever opens. Affirmations sound great out loud, but your amygdala, the fear gatekeeper, doesn't care about syntax. It cares about safety. If your baseline is panic, your system will reject abundance like a mismatched blood type. If your core belief is, I'm not safe having more, you will subconsciously sabotage every open door until the external world matches your internal terror. The body always wins. Your nervous system isn't being dramatic, it is doing math. Neuroscience calls it prediction coding. Your brain predicts what's normal based on your past, not your Pinterest board. If chaos was normal, calm will feel unsafe. If scarcity was normal, abundance will feel suspicious. If self-sacrifice was normal, receiving will feel like a threat. You are not blocked. You are patterned. The body is not the enemy. The body is the referee. Until safety is repatterned, manifestation is just expensive denial with license. Section 3. Spiritual bypass disguised as empowerment. Just stay positive. Translation: don't make me uncomfortable with your pain. Everything happens for a reason. Translation: I can't hold randomness without losing control. We turned avoidance into enlightenment. It's the emotional equivalent of sweeping broken glass under the rug and congratulating yourself for raising the cleanliness frequency. We branded disassociation as grace. But real transformation? It is ugly. It smells like fear and salt water. It requires you to sit in rooms where your old coping skills stop working. When pain gets labeled low vibrational, healing becomes performance. People start hiding their humanity to protect their image of evolution. And when they can't manifest their way out of the mess, shame walks in wearing a halo. Well, I must be doing it wrong. You're not doing it wrong. You're just finally doing it for real. Section 4. How programming actually works. You are not cursed, but you are conditioned. Every pattern you hate was once a survival strategy that worked. The child who learned to stay small to avoid conflict grew into the adult who calls invisibility peace. The one who was abandoned now chases ghosts and calls it chemistry. The one who grew up in scarcity still flinches when money shows up because plenty feels foreign. These loops are not moral failings, they're safety codes. Your subconscious doesn't want happiness, it wants predictability. That is why you keep reenacting the same story, because the ending is familiar, and familiar feels like control. Reprogramming isn't woo-woo, it's neuroplasticity plus courage. And now, here's where a new lens slides in. And this is extremely important to keep in mind because this is real. 3 people can live the exact same event, the same loss, the same betrayal, the same collapse, and walk away 3 different creatures. The same storm doesn't mean the same aftermath. Pain is not democratic. It hits different nervous systems in different ways. One breaks. The nervous system floods and never resets. The story becomes their oxygen. They keep replaying it for sympathy, not because they're bad, but because being seen in pain feels safer than being unseen in peace. And I will repeat that. People do this because being seen in pain feels safer than being unseen in peace. The second person gets hit just as hard, but eventually moves through it. Still tender, still triggered, but walking. They let time and truth recalibrate their nervous system. And the third? They also take the same hit, bleed the same blood, and still alchemize it. Not because they're special, but because their mindset, their support, their sense of agency told their brain, hey, we can use this. We can learn from this. That is resilience. Not denial, but integration. And there is a fourth kind of person, the avoider. The one who pretends nothing happened. They outrun the wound with productivity, moral superiority, or being too busy to process. They look strong on the outside, but their emotional basement fills with mold. This is the person who never breaks publicly. They just slowly hollow out privately. The difference is not fate. It is capacity. It is mindset. It is whether you let the pain name you or let it teach you your strength. And yes, we can go further. Some people even turn trauma into currency. They turn their scars into content. They perform the wound for validation while the algorithm hands out dopamine like dog treats. But that sympathy you're collecting online, it usually comes from people who you wouldn't invite into your real life. They are not mirrors. They are just spectators. And the longer you perform for them, dance, monkey, the more you anchor yourself to the very identity you swore you wanted to heal from. So here's the mirror. Are you metabolizing your story or merchandising it? Section 5. What real empowerment actually looks like. Real empowerment builds something. It's not raise your vibe, it's regulate your nervous system. Empowerment, real empowerment, is being able to feel more and flinch less. It's reteaching your body that safety doesn't require smallness, that receiving doesn't mean debt, that stillness doesn't mean danger. Deserving isn't a mantra. It is a memory you rebuild, one regulated breath at a time. And yes, the science backs this. Repeated exposure to safety rewires synaptic wiring. Your vagus nerve learns new rhythms. Your stress hormones recalibrate. The sacred meets the somatic. That, again, it is not magic. It is maintenance. Maintenance doesn't trend, but it does work. Section 6. Manifestation with depth. You can still dream big, but start from the body, not the board. Regulate first. Visualize second. Otherwise, your dream becomes another trauma loop, just with glitter attached. Integrate inner work with outer action. Don't just speak abundance, practice tolerating it. If you've never let something good stay long enough to feel boring, you've never actually held abundance. You've only sampled it between your panic attacks. Trust is not a vibe. It is a nervous system that does not brace every time life shifts. The mystical and the measurable can coexist, but only if you stop outsourcing your divinity and start owning your own wiring. Magic does exist, but it demands maintenance. Therapy! Section 7. Final words. You were not broken. You were just misled. You were never failing to manifest. You were following instructions that skipped the hard part. The part where you sit with a version of you that still doesn't believe you deserve it. That part doesn't need more affirmations. It needs love. Not a Pinterest board, not another coach. Love that shows up as self-regulation, boundaries, and honest grief for the years spent pretending high vibe meant healed. Stop trying to manifest your way out of your humanity. Meet it. Hold it. Rewrite it. You are not trying to manifest a new life. You are trying to become the person who doesn't self-destruct when it actually arrives. Because the universe is not waiting for you to say the right words. It is waiting for you to feel safe enough to receive what you've already asked it for. So, for a science spotlight and things that you can actually look up and see what I'm saying, there are studies on trauma memory consolidation, vagal tone, and predictive processing, and they all land on the same truth. Your body is not trying to ruin your manifestations. It's trying to keep you alive by repeating what it knows. Real healing is simply teaching the body that safe and good can belong in the same sentence again. If positive thinking alone could heal your life, every yoga mat on earth would have a Nobel Prize by now. Manifestation without nervous system regulation is not empowerment. It is cosplay. So let's get into some reflection and practice. Notice where your body still braces when something good enters your life. Then ask, whose voice taught me that safety and receiving cannot coexist? That is the belief you're actually manifesting from. Sit for 5 minutes after this episode, just 5 minutes. Notice one place in your life where your body still braces even when things are actually good. That is the doorway, not the blockage. Your vibe isn't the problem. Your wiring is. Fix that, and the universe stops whispering and starts delivering. And then, don't push it away.